Well, we haven't actually met. We just stayed up all night talking on the internet.
Marketing Tech Blog.
Why do I come back every week to this abuse?
Because you're a masochist.
Jeez.
You are a masochist.
Wow. I'm not. I have nothing to say there.
I threw you off, didn't I?
All right. So this was an online reputation guide that we actually published a couple of years ago, and it was really good, and it still stands today. So 6 basic steps to identifying and monitoring your reputation online.
Yep.
And I think it's really good information. So 1, identify your reputation. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's not just your brand name. It's also your people's name in your companies.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Your product names, your company names, and in any variations. So misspellings, make sure you look at those too.
If real quick, I'm sorry. There's another whole point of reputation. It has to do with how your employees see you.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And Glassdoor.
yeah.
Absolutely. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Quantify your audience. So this is what we're talking about. So who has a stake in your online reputation? And I love the fact that you just talked about, bloggers and PR outlets and everything else, that there's an issue there. But of course your customers, of course your business partners, there's vendors, people supplying you, the people that you supply, all of those things. You have to understand where they're looking for information and where they can find it. How are you going to measure whether your reputation is improving or not? That's a tough one. So you talked about sentiment analysis.
Right.
Well, that takes a tool typically for someone to sign up on.
And not all tools are the same.
And not all tools are the same. And sentiment analysis is still a rough, it's still rough, so someone has to manage it. So if someone says, man, you kick butt, well, butt could be seen as a negative sentiment. And now all of a sudden you got a point struck against you when it was really a positive word. So someone has to maintain that, basically update the system to keep that that tracked.
Absolutely.
What tools do you require and what sources do you need to monitor? I think this is a big one. A lot of people, we were working for a major company that the way that they were monitoring their reputation online was they were looking for anybody that mentioned them online. And so they would write at their company name, or they weren't looking for all of the different people that weren't writing to them, but they were writing about them, and so those variances were really important. And we showed that, I think it was 1% of the people that were complaining were talking to them. Oh, wow. But the 99% were out there just complaining about them.
And that makes sense, because customers are not really going to, and they're attempting, they want to do something if they're getting your attention as a business.
Yeah.
But I mean, every customer has their own tribe of people that are following them.
And I tell you, those are opportunities for companies. It's not just monitoring your reputation. It's when you react to it, that's great too. So if there's a chain of people that are complaining about a certain cable company or something like that, if the cable company really strikes fast and comes in there right away and says, hey, this is Doug, here's my phone number, give me a call so that we can take care of this right away. Now all of a sudden everybody's a little bit impressed.
Absolutely.
And so all the friends that are watching that thread now go, oh, that was kind of cool. How did they know that? Well, they knew it because they were using reputation monitoring software.
Comcast, that's a perfect example. They jumped right in there, and they were 4 times quicker on the response than the telephone customer service that they had.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So how you monitor it is absolutely important. Even more important than how you monitor it is making sure that the people that are monitoring it have the power to change.
Yeah.
So this is a huge issue that we see over and over again, is that, you got the marketing team monitoring the social media reputation, and they get a complaint inbound and they can't fix it because they got to go to the support tech, and the support tech has to go to the account manager, and the account manager has to talk to the manager, and then they get it planned with the developer, and the developer comes back, well, for 3 days the guy's complaining online about you and you haven't fixed it. And so making sure that the staff that is responding to reputation issues is empowered to go straight up the ladder. Yep. Straight up the ladder. They can bypass everybody and make that a priority, because it's like having an accident in your lobby. You gotta clean it up right away. And so, you don't sit there and try to figure out whose job it is or whose fault it was. You just go clean it up, and get it done.
Very important.
And then, of course, who are you trusting to manage and respond to those reputation issues? You want to make sure that there's people internal that really do care about the client. They're an advocate, and they're doing a good job. The snarkiness sometimes doesn't go over well,
right?
And you see that, companies will try to get cute with a response, and if
causes more problems.
If you're mad waiting for a flight or your bags are lost, the last thing you want is to put up with someone with a sense of humor.
That's right.
You just want it fixed. And
sucks
so,
to be you. No.
Yeah. Exactly. And so all of those are. I mean, you can go to the Marketing Tech blog, marketingtechblog.com. Look up reputation, and you can find a ton of different articles on it. But it really is critical nowadays. And besides, like you said, besides having someone having a negative reputation, let's say on search engines or on reviews, there's also this incredible opportunity to respond and improve.
Absolutely.
And companies have the right to defend themselves too if it's a terrible, if it's some troll that's just lying about your company.
Right.
It's okay to challenge them online too and protect your reputation.
You really should also have a crisis management plan in place, as opposed to a reaction that you're all hustling to try to
We have
figure
a
out.
fantastic infographic on the 10 steps of crisis management that you should check out on it. So search for crisis management on Marketing Tech blog and print it out and post it next to you.
Right in front of the CIO. Or
exactly.
CMO's office.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Doug. And Jen, we didn't hear from you this time around.
I know. Hello.
she's